What up, though, family? I know it's been a minute since we talked, so I wanted to come on here today to do this video regarding the unfortunate and untimely passing of Nipsey Hustle. And I wanted to talk about some of the responses that I saw to Nipsey Hussle's death and just the reaction of a lot of YouTubers and videographers that I saw, and just seeing how people were trying to spend a lot of time proving out conspiracy theories about his murder. And some of the videos I saw were interesting, to say the least. Some of them were sad to me, actually, to see so many amateur detectives who had the wildest conspiracies that they wanted to try to prove out in YouTube videos for people to click on, comment on. And I have to say, first, that I am a fan of Nipsey Hussle. I was attracted to his music by way of his mixtape that he put out back in 2013 that he sold for $100 a tape. And being a business major as well as a lyricist, that particular business model was very interesting to me. And it didn't hurt that I thought Nipsey Hussle's music was pretty good. So from that point, I had started to take interest in Nipsey's business moves as well as his music. And when he passed away on March 31st, and so many videos came out about how, he faked his death, or Lauren London was in on it. His bloodline had something to do with it. His lineage from where his family is from had something to do with his murder. It reminded me a lot of the Kenneka Jenkins case. And I remember when Kenneka Jenkins case was going on with the in the hotel, and people were looking at the surveillance videos. There were people going live. There were people having call-ins. There were people doing videos, reviewing surveillance tape. And I remember I spent a lot of energy following all of these videos. And I can remember I would wake up in the morning and I would turn on these videos that were posted while I was sleeping just to catch up on where we were with the conspiracy. Are we close to finding justice? And it took a lot of energy to keep up with all of the videos that were out, all of the discussions that were going on, reading through all of the comments from all of the people who were tuned in and devoting their energy to the Kenneka Jenkins case. And when Nipsey Hussle was murdered, it was very reminiscent of the Kenneka Jenkins case with regard to the videos that I saw coming out. And it was a little heartbreaking. It saddened me. And it saddened me because when Nipsey passed and I saw all of these conspiracy videos flying around, I thought to myself, what if you guys are wrong? What if the conspiracy that you are trying to prove with your YouTube upload is wrong? What do you do if you're wrong? So I made a decision when I saw this same energy coming about that I am going to stay in my divine response to death and loss of life. And I'm not going to let a YouTuber or videographer looking for clickbait reprogram me out of my divine response to think that death of some of our favorite people has to be a conspiracy and it has to be a theory that's proven out through clickbait in videos. I'm going to stick with my divine response to death and loss of life. And my divine response to death and loss of life is you mourn. I don't recall seeing a lot of videos mourning for Kenneka Jenkins. I don't recall a lot of videos mourning for Nipsey Hustle. And if there were people who were mourning, their videos definitely got overshadowed by the videos of amateur detectives, conspiracy theorists, and people who just wanted to make sure they got views. Some of these sites were monetized. Some of these people are not even talking about it anymore. They just wanted the clickbait to take advantage of what was a hot topic. And it saddened me that death is a hot topic and not something to mourn. We don't come off as a people of empathy and sympathy when something like that happens, when murder happens. It seems that we're ready to just see how many views we can get. And we don't think about, what if what you're saying in this video that you are certain is a conspiracy theory, what if you're wrong? Are you going to apologize to the family? I saw people saying things about Nipsey Hussle's mom during his service that were so disrespectful. And let's just say for a moment that, there was a conspiracy. How you gonna prove it? Let's say for a moment that you solve the case. Are you then gonna mourn Nipsey? Is your empathy and sympathy turned on after the fact? See, I made a decision that I'm not gonna let a YouTuber and somebody looking for clickbait reprogram me out of my divine response to the loss of life and death. I'm not going to do it. It's a lot of energy that goes into trying to keep up with all these conspiracy theories and trying to sort out everybody's perspective and thought. And it to me pulls you away from your original response. I see animals mourn other animals who pass away. Mourning and taking some time to say, we acknowledge that you are no longer with us. That's a divine response. I'm not letting a YouTuber or a videographer take that away from me. So I'm not devoting the energy into the Nipsey conspiracies that I did with the Kenneka Jenkins conspiracies. I put a lot of time into the Kenneka Jenkins case. I watched a lot of videos. I watched a lot of lives. I stared at a lot of grainy videos. I looked at a lot of glitches in videos that were surveillance tapes, so allegedly, where people were like, yeah, that's somebody standing in the corner and that's somebody hiding under the ice box. It was nuts. And it's scary that the pattern I see when it comes to death of some of our favorite people is to run to a conspiracy theory. You got numerologists connecting dots about, this was written that they were supposed to die this way, and it's all a part of, Illuminati and all kinds of other things. And it saddened me that we don't mourn anymore. I didn't see a lot of videos that acknowledged Nipsey's daughter's mother. A lot of the focus was on Lauren London. And not to say that you shouldn't be sympathetic to Lauren London because she lost the father of her child, but Nipsey had a daughter who had a mother who also lost the father of her child. And it just saddened me that people ran with these theories, not caring if it turned out, what if you were wrong? What if Nipsey Hustle was murdered in broad daylight by another black man exactly the way we saw it? That's not sad. Is the hole in your soul so big that you don't have empathy for that? I thought it was heartbreaking to see so many people so willing to be so disrespectful to the family, the feelings of this family. I saw people who were talking about Nipsey Hussle's mother at the service, saying that she didn't respond to the loss of her child correctly, and she was in on his murder. And I just thought that was so disrespectful. Even saying Lauren London was in on it and Nipsey was a sacrifice for the TV show she's got coming out on BET. And it just, we can't prove any of this stuff. And it's I'm not trying to discourage people from asking questions and thinking, but what I am trying to encourage is, don't let someone who is monetizing their website or their channel in order to get you to give your energy to them so that they can get a couple coins, trick you out of your divine response. Most High programmed you to respond to death and loss of life a certain way. And these YouTubers and videographers, they don't get to pull that energy from me just so they can say things that they don't even care are true or not. Some of these people just wanted to be the first to say something. They wanted to be the first to say it was Lauren who did it. They wanted to be the first to say it was his family who set him up. They wanted to be the first to just say anything, not caring if it's true or not. And here we are, nearly a month after Nipsey Hussle's unfortunate murder and passing. And some of those same videographers, they're not putting that energy into eyeballing those videotapes anymore. They got your clickbait. They got you sucked in. They got your energy. YouTube's cutting that check for them. So I want to impart to us that we don't have to let people think for us and tell us how to feel. We don't have to let people dictate to us how to think. There's nothing wrong with perspective. But when perspective clouds divine response, where you're numb to the loss of life, you're numb to brothers and sisters who look like you being murdered in broad daylight on the street, and the first thing you want to do is figure out the conspiracy of it before you actually respond to someone being dead, is something wrong there. You get to spend your energy where you choose to. That's why they call it paying attention, because you spend your energy. So I've decided I'm not going to let someone trick me out of where I spend my energy. I can control how many of these videos I'm going to watch, how many of these conspiracies I'm going to entertain, and I'm not doing it. I don't have the energy to do it. I'm going to mourn this man and respect my divine response to death. I'm going to lift his family up in prayer, love, and light. I pray that Nipsey's daughter's mother is uplifted in a way that comforts her during this time, and her daughter, as well as Lauren London, as well as Nipsey's parents and family and loved ones. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to sit and talk about how, the numbers indicate that it was something different. From what I saw, a man was murdered. That's sad. He was 33 years young, too young to be taken out of here the way that he was. And I'm going to look at the great things that I feel Nipsey did as a businessman, as a music artist. And I'm going to try to incorporate those good things into my life and live better from what I've learned from this man's life. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I can't get sucked into some of the just the blatant disrespect of this man's passing that I've seen on some of these YouTube videos and video or social media outlets. It's just heartbreaking that we are numb. We have holes in our souls that we want to fill with attention from strangers who don't care one way or the other. And some people are just trying to get a check. They're just trying to talk about a hot topic. They don't care for real. And I think caring is becoming a lost art. So I'm going to care for real. And again, I'm going to uplift that family in love and light and pray that they are comforted during a difficult time. I know it's not easy losing a loved one, but I'm not going to add to it with a theory that I can't prove and something that nobody has come back to say if they were wrong. What's next? For some of the hurtful things I saw that were said, I haven't seen a video where anybody's come back to, hindsight 2020 it, They don't come back and say, I might have been wrong, or I might not have gotten this detail correct. And, because of the fact that this man is gone and I put this video out, maybe that was too soon or a little disrespectful in how it was presented and the timing of when it was presented. Nobody's done that. So I'm not going to contribute to that energy. I'm going to stick to my divine response. R.I.P. Nipsey. R.I.P. Kanika Jenkins. And I pray that both of those families find comfort and justice. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. So blast your victory lap like I do with the windows down, turned all the way up, and celebrate the great things. And spend less of your energy entertaining negativity about death. Death should sadden you, and it should encourage you to incorporate the goodness of the people we lost into your own life so that you can live a better life. And I pray that people will take from this Nipsey murder that we need to support each other in a way that doesn't require murder when we disagree. And that will encourage us to live longer lives than 33 years. So that's where I'm at with it. I wanted to come on and say that I felt it was necessary. And I'll be back with some more videos in the very near future. So R.I.P. Nipsey, R.I.P. Kanika Jenkins, blast your victory lap. Peace, love, and light to the families. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.